All right. Thank you so much to all of you for being on here tonight. It's so fun to be able to do these healthy, happy half hours. And I always love doing these with Debbie. Um, and this is kind of like what we call a healthy, happy half hour. It's like a Freedom Revolution event. And my name is Michelle Teglamonte, and I'm going to be hosting tonight along with Debbie Lynam. And we love to network with mission-driven people on the topic of family health. So whoever invited you tonight invited you because they respect you. And we really want you to know what we're up to. And so it's going to be a relaxed and fun event. And we're going to kind of try to zoom through this so that we leave some time for you guys to ask questions if you'd like to. You're not going to be put on the spot. Nobody's going to ask you to buy anything or sign up for anything. It's just an opportunity to hear some information and some stories. And so we really hope that you enjoy listening, and maybe you'll even think of some people in your life that need to hear what we're talking about. So to kick it off, I'd like to ask you a question. Would you agree that being healthy today can be a challenge? Okay, so I can't see Frank because he's on the phone, but I'm betting he's nodding his head, and everybody else is nodding their heads too. So, we know that we want to look good and feel good, and we want to live a long life, and we know that it's our job to try to make that happen. It's kind of our responsibility to take charge of our health, but it's really complicated out there these days. There's so much conflicting information out there. There's all these fad diets, and it just makes things super complicated and therefore unpleasant and downright just confusing. So that's where we come in, and we are here to introduce you to a movement called the Healthy Living Revolution. And Debbie and I, along with thousands of others, are part of a unique community, and we are taking our health back in ways that are simple and doable and fun. And so the goal of our Healthy Living Revolution is to come alongside families who want better health, families and individuals actually, who want better health, and meet them where they are. And we want to empower positive changes along the way. So we're going to take you through 3 doorways tonight. And the first one is free resources. We've got some free resources. So regardless of where you end up when we're done with this tonight, you have an opportunity to get some free stuff and learn more about how to be healthy. We're also going to share our nutritional support solutions, and then the organization that makes all of that possible.
Right, right. And I love that these free resources are just value added. So we're just going to layer on some additional information tonight. So again, we'll start with the free resources, and the team at the Healthy Living Revolution has created a selection of really fantastic resources for families to use. So we have a cookbook of clean and easy recipes, which I know that I've benefited from. We have short health webinars on trending health topics by just a myriad of different medical professionals. We have a home fitness series, so there's really no excuses to get out there and do your exercise. And our Start Strong Kids program is designed to help raise up a generation of active, healthy kids with a positive body image and good nutritional habits as well. So you may want to take a look at those resources. So talk to the person who invited you this evening, and they can get you hooked up with some of the things I just mentioned. And so the second way we're committed to helping others is through nutrition, which is the foundation of good health. And so we have to flood our bodies daily with the most important foods we could ever eat, which are fruits, vegetables, grains, and berries. So they're not just good for you, they're so good for you they could save your life. That actually comes from a Time magazine article from even 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to eat a wide variety of 9 to 13 servings every day, but almost nobody does. I know that I find that challenging as well, and I actually like fruits and vegetables. So let's just think about it. In the past week, how have you gotten in your 9 to 13 servings every day of fruits, grains, and berries? Even the people who are on top of their game need help. And that's why we're so thankful to offer the nutritional support of something called Juice Plus.
Yeah, so I get the privilege of being able to share this with you tonight. So Juice Plus is actually 30 different raw, vine-ripened whole foods, and it's a non-GMO batch of fruits, veggies, and berries. It's NSF certified. If you've never heard of NSF certification, it's a very difficult certification to get, but that certifies that it's pure. And we really love to call our Juice Plus a salad in a capsule, because it truly is. And it's really important. I'm going to show these to you really quickly. That's the veggies. And when you smell them, you can smell the kale and the broccoli and everything. It's amazing. But it's really important to understand the process that the plants go through to be encapsulated. And we also have chewables too. We have what we call our gummies. First of all, the fruits, veggies, and berries are completely vine ripened. And that's really when all of the nutrition is formed. So they stay attached to the plant until the nutrition is fully developed. And then the fruits and veggies are ground up, which is actually way better than simply juicing. So we use the whole food, the skin or peels, the leaves and the seeds whenever that's possible. And that provides a lot more nutrition. I don't know if you know this, and I did not know this until recently. Almost 80% of the nutrition in an orange is found in the peel. And nobody's really eating orange peels, right? So when we get our oranges in our Juice Plus, we're getting all of the nutrition that's in there. And then it's dried. All that juiced produce or ground up produce is dried. And it's dried at low temperatures, which preserves all of the live nutrients. And then it's put into capsules or chewables. And so you can see, like even the berries are, oops, I just dropped them all over the place. They're a deep purple, but they're filled with powders. I don't know if you can really tell. It's kind of bright out here. That almost looked white, but here's some things I absolutely love about Juice Plus. First of all, it is the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world. It's scientifically proven to do a myriad of things in the human body. And there's over 38 studies that have been published. And these studies are published in peer-reviewed medical journals with many more on the way in the near future. It is food. It's not a vitamin. So you'll see it actually has a government-recognized nutrition fact label on it. This is the same label you would see on a bag of broccoli in the grocery store. And that's important. And, you'll notice that there's no safety lid on here. You cannot overdose on food. So the government actually considers this food, and that's why we get a nutrition label. There's no warning label. This is safe for people of all ages. Whether you are pregnant, nursing, you're a baby or a small child, you're an elderly person, even professional athletes who have to be super concerned about the quality and contamination of their food, Juice Plus is the perfect solution for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for talking about our trio, which include, again, the fruit, veggies, and berries that Michelle just showed us there. So wonderful. And so we have some other products that I think are really exciting as well. And one is our Omega Blend, and this is fairly new. It comes from 6 plant sources, which make it both sustainable and the full spectrum of naturally occurring omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. A lot of times that you hear of people taking an omega, it's an omega-3. Well, again, we have the broad spectrum there. And it's encapsulated using a brand new low temperature technology. So none of the delicate oils in the capsules are damaged. So yeah, that's really pretty. And here's a little secret about these capsules is you can chew them up. And they kind of have an orangey vanilla flavor to them. In fact, I know one of my friend's granddaughters actually just eats them. And yeah. So they're safe for children as well. And the chocolate, and one very important point about the omegas is that it is not fish-based, it's plant-based. I might have mentioned that, but it just bears in mind to say again that you won't have those fishy burps after taking our omegas, our broad spectrum omegas. So we also have what's called a complete shake mix, and it is a vegan, gluten-free, whole food, protein, fiber, amino acids. It has fruits and veggies and a shake. And this is something I absolutely love. And my whole family actually has a shake pretty much once a day. And usually it's for breakfast. I usually take that powder and mix it with a cup of almond milk. And I personally like the chocolate with powdered peanut butter, a half a frozen banana, maybe some greens, and I just look forward to it every single morning. I'm actually one that I do like to run and work out on a daily basis, and so preferably I use that after I've worked out. And so again, this is something safe for children. My son, who's now 18, when he was just first saying sentences, his first sentence was, "I want a shake." And he was talking about the complete shake. I even have a picture of it. That just makes me a real big nerd, but I do have a picture if you want to see it. I can show it to you. So our complete bars are also a wonderful alternative, also plant-based, 2 different yummy flavors. And then lastly, we have our Tower Garden, which is an aeroponic growing system, which you can grow anywhere from 20 to 28. And Michelle's going to show us what her beautiful tower looks like right now. And you can put that on your patio, and it just looks like a wonderful addition to your patio there. And we really call it tower to table. And so when we bought ours 9 years ago, I was so excited that my kids would have the opportunity to be a part of that growing process or learn a little bit about what that means, rather than us just buying all of our vegetables from, the grocery store. So that's an excellent way to add more whole food to your diet as well. And so one of the things we wanted to share with you tonight, which is our favorite part, I think, is just how we got started with Juice Plus. A friend shared with me 19 years ago about Juice Plus. I had never heard of it before, and she shared a tape with me. And on the tape, there was a doctor who talked about how fruits and vegetables, how nutrition relates to disease. And I thought, okay, I'm a fairly educated person. Why is this coming into my consciousness just now? And so I looked at our family health histories, and there were things like Alzheimer's and high cholesterol and diabetes and cancer. And we didn't want to get that. And we were starting a family at that time, and we didn't want to pass that down if at all possible either. And we knew that we weren't eating the recommended allowance of fruits and vegetables every day. So the thing that really tipped the scales for us was the research, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But 4 weeks after we started taking Juice Plus, we found out we were pregnant with our son, who's the 18-year-old now. And the year before, we had had a miscarriage. So it was just such a blessing that not only did we were going to have a baby, but I knew that all these nutrients were getting into his bloodstream as well, and just having the healthiest of babies that we could. So that's really how we started. And now we have, like I said, an 18-year-old boy, and then we have a 15-year-old daughter as well. And I'm just so excited they've had Juice Plus on board all these years. So Michelle, talk to us a little bit about, why you started taking Juice Plus.
Thank you. I will. And forgive me, my dog just came out and he's barking like a fiend. So my daughter's trying to drag him back in the house.
Things happen, right?
Yes, it does. I mean, you know what? Life is surrounding us every day. So we learned about Juice Plus nearly 19 years ago. That daughter is going to be 20 in September, and she was 9 months old when we learned about Juice Plus. And I was on a desperate quest to try to figure out what I could do to get healthier. We were in the pediatrician's office every single month with each of our girls, who at the time that I learned about Juice Plus were 2.5 and 9 months old. And I just got to the point where I was sick of being sick all the time. I was sick of my husband and my girls being sick all the time. And we were at our wits' end because we were working long, hard hours. Both of us, young, busy corporate executives. He was doing a ton of traveling. He would get lung infections even when he traveled on airplanes from the recycled air. And it actually had diverticulosis at one point, which is the beginning stages of diverticulitis. And so I was very concerned, and I was looking at him and my girls, and I was saying, we're about ready to head down the path of our older relatives. And I'm looking at my grandfather with Alzheimer's, my grandmother with macular degeneration and breast cancer, my mother with fibromyalgia and osteoarthritis, my in-laws with diabetes and heart disease and cancer. And I was like, oh, something's got to happen here. So I went to an immunologist and was very frustrated because there was no advice for me other than get more sleep. And just out of frustration, I just kind of went about my business and thought that was the way my life was going to look. And I was really, really scared. And then shortly after that, I learned from my chiropractor, a brand new chiropractor that I started going to, that I could flood my body with fresh raw fruits and veggies in a capsule, and that there were gummies for my girls and it was safe for them. And so it was an immediate yes for me. I knew we needed this in our bodies, and it was like somebody had thrown me a life preserver. I was so relieved knowing that I could look at my babies every day and know that they had a body full of veggies and fruit, and that anything else I could possibly get into them that they weren't going to be too stubborn to eat was the bonus. And we saw a tremendous turnaround in our health right away. They stopped going to the their last pediatrician's visit, except for well checks and very, very rare sick visits. I mean, they didn't know their doctor. When we moved to Illinois, we never had a family doctor. We've moved back. We've been back in Ohio now for 2 years. We still don't have a family doctor because we don't need one. So it's just amazing, and what a relief to know. And even after all these years, and I was telling Christy earlier that my daughters, they've gone all the way through college, and one's going to be a junior in college. And this is like life-saving for them, because that's a cesspool in those in those dorms and sorority houses and stuff. So it's been great, and I'm so happy to be able and feeling healthier than I ever know that I ever could have without Juice Plus. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and switch gears now. We're going to talk about our Freedom Revolution, because we really want to share a little bit about our business community. You know, it's really important that you know that the main mission of our company is to bring freedom through improved health, and that about 80% of the Juice Plus out there is used by happy customers. And those happy customers have no affiliation with our company. But serving those customers are those of us who have partnered with Juice Plus as a business opportunity. And we are paid well to do a lot of good. And so maybe while you're listening to our stories, you'll think of somebody in your life who needs to hear what could be possible for them. And so first, we're going to address a couple of common questions about the Juice Plus company. The first one really is, how does it work? Like, you know, if I were to want to get involved, what would it entail? Well, the business is open to anybody 18 or over. So it's called a virtual franchise. It's $50 a year to own. And we have an online office and a personal website. So we can manage our orders on our online office, and our personal website is there to be able to share with other people. So we can run our business from our device, you know, a phone. I say I work from phone instead of work from home, because we can work anytime, anywhere. And we get to choose who we work with too, which is awesome. We earn residual income. And if it's been said that if you truly knew what residual income was, you'd walk through a brick wall to get it. So if the person who shared this with you has not explained what residual income is, please ask them. But, you know, we just simply share Juice Plus by word of mouth, and the company really does the rest. They make the Juice Plus, they deliver it, they bill it to, they bill and collect from our customers, and then they pay us every month by direct deposit. So we don't have to keep any inventory. Every bottle of Juice Plus that I showed you tonight is my own Juice Plus off my kitchen counter. So we don't have to have this huge, you know, outlay of cash for inventory. And this is something that's very unique. Every commission level that you earn in this company is permanent. There's no going back and forth, taking things away from you. We don't have any quotas. We don't have any minimums. We get to choose our own individual pace. And your pace may change from time to time. It may be super slow, sharing it as you live your life, or it could be very, very intentional because you really have a desire to really create something big, and it's up to you. And that may change throughout your life too. So the cool thing is that there's no glass ceiling on your income. There's no territorial restrictions. And that's important because we're in over 20 countries around the world. This is a worldwide company.
Right. So for that $50, you can have an international business.
That's right.
So that's pretty exciting. So what's so great about the Juice Plus company? Well, let me tell you, you know, it was formed 50 years ago by our president and founder, Jay Martin, who's still at the helm today, by the way. He's a great guy. We are a privately held multi-billion-dollar company. That means that we don't have any shareholders to answer to as well. So that's pretty significant. We have a family benefits package in the top 2 tiers of our leadership positions, which include things like medical and dental and disability, life, long-term care, chiropractic, prescriptions, you know, along with college assistance, holiday bonuses, and a monthly expense allowance. Yes, it is true. And so we know that there are a lot of people out there who are concerned about their health care and where they're going to get this, you know, moving forward in their lives. So that's very significant. This business can produce short-term cash, so if that's what you need, or it can be a long-term wealth building and a retirement strategy. So, and by the way, not only does the Juice Plus company inspire healthy living, but healthy giving as well. And we do partner with the St. Jude Memphis Marathon. We are actually the title sponsor for that run. In fact, I've done the half marathon that they also have the first weekend in December. And it's absolutely wonderful to run through that St. Jude's campus and see these kids that are holding up signs that say, "Thank you for running for me." You know, and you just don't have a dry eye when you're running through that campus. We're highly involved with the Boys and Girls Club. In fact, our founder and president, I just mentioned, he's really affiliated with the Boys and Girls Clubs. And he has mentioned, you know, that Tower Garden that we were looking at earlier, he wants one of those in every Boys and Girls Club in America. And kids are just drawn to the growing process. And there can be a lot of good that comes out of that. We also are affiliated with an organization called Volunteers of America, and that Complete that I was talking about earlier, we have 10 million meals we're going to be distributing through the Volunteers of America. So that's pretty exciting. So let us know afterwards if you'd like to hear about, you know, how we're making a difference in these places. And so we just wanted to tell you just a little bit about, you know, why we decided to share this professionally with others. You know, as I mentioned, I left off my story, you know, my son had been born And I had been working for about 10 years in a public relations function. And I did like what I did, but I had always wanted to maybe have a vehicle of my own. Like I really wanted to be working toward my own dreams instead of somebody else's. And I just never had found that vehicle. And so when I decided to go ahead and stay at home with our newborn, and that is something I felt a pull since I was younger. I always wanted to stay at home with my kids. And so decided to do that. And my husband was actually the one that said, why don't you talk to Sue about this business opportunity? And I thought, okay, well, why not? This sounds fun. She's fun. It is fun to share this with other people. But what it surprisingly happened is then it became fulfilling, is that people were coming to me and saying, I have more energy. My kids aren't as sick as often. I'm not getting that cold that I get every winter. And I thought, wow, that's pretty significant. And it was just kind of surprising. And it really, was exciting to be a part of those health stories and other people. And so then also I realized, well, here's my vehicle. This is, something then that I was really turning the corner and thinking, this could be something for long term. And then when I committed to that, I made a decision to do that. Then it became financially rewarding. And we've been able to provide things for our family that we may not have been able to do otherwise. So I am just grateful that my friend introduced me to Juice Plus all those years ago. And I'm thankful to the Juice Plus company for providing this vehicle for really anyone who wants to grow their business or just pay for their product. There's really something for everyone. So how did you get started, Michelle?
Well, it's funny because I was so excited about what I was learning about Juice Plus and the nutrition. And I really honestly felt like I was morally and ethically obligated to share this with other people. So I was doing the business really before I joined the company. I was a customer for about a year and a half, and I was still working in that crazy corporate America job that I was telling you guys about before. We were burning the candle at both ends. I was stressed out and literally looked at my husband before I had my second daughter and said, I am going to have a nervous breakdown. So, I mean, it was crazy. So, now we'd had her and I was working that job, and now I have two children and worked really hard to climb the corporate ladder. And we looked at each other one day and just said, you know what, it's time. I never thought I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. I just didn't think I had it in me, but it was finally time for us to do that and take that leap. And I knew that because of my passion for what I was learning with this company and what I was sharing and seeing in other people, and my desire to want to have something for myself, kind of similar to what you said, Debbie. I knew that I was going to want to contribute financially to my family's income. I knew that I was going to want to have something of my own. Your identity is wrapped up in what you do professionally in a lot of ways. And when you lose that suddenly, you lose your sense of identity. So I just knew intuitively that I was going to be a better mom if I had something of my own. And so I first joined, honestly, because I loved the community and I wanted to get my product for the best price possible. And for many, many years, I just was very passionately sharing this nutrition education with people and organically grew a nice residual income paycheck. And I was probably making a couple $1,000s a month, working extremely, extremely part-time with no huge desire to do the work necessary to treat this like a business. I wasn't wanting to treat it like a business. But about 3 years ago, our financial picture completely changed. We had two girls in college, and my husband lost his job. And with his job, we lost his benefits. And that was a very scary place. And at that point, I had a nice enough of a paycheck that really sustained us for a while. But I looked at him and we just decided together that he was going to start his own consulting company and he was going to go out on his own. And I was going to now create a business in which I could get the benefits package. That became a very important carrot for me at that point. And that sense of urgency to do that was kind of renewed. And I love the fact that because of the fact that there are no quotas or minimums or, reversals on your commission levels, that this company was there for me all along. And I really looked at myself and said, man, you have been cheating people by not really, really passionately sharing this opportunity with people, which is one of the reasons why Debbie and I love to do this Zoom together. So, my gratitude for the fact that I get to be around people like the people that you see on here too. The community is second to none, and I could never imagine leaving this environment because of the wonderful, amazing, like-minded people that I get to that I get to be with every day. And so now we know we're going to be able to pay off our children's college debt and travel the world and go see our family in Italy and do all those amazing things. So just absolutely love what I get to do. And that's, a very huge passion for sharing that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up now, and because I want to honor everybody's time, like I said, and we just want to thank you so much for joining us. But we want to tell you that we're excited to network with two different kinds of people. So first of all, people that are ready to take the next step in their health. Maybe it's just to check out the free resources. Maybe it's to make their life easier by adding Juice Plus. I mean, it's super inexpensive. It only costs a few dollars a day, and kids can get it for free. So there really is no other more convenient or affordable way to get massive amounts of nutrition into busy families. This is it. It's proven, right? You heard all that. The other people that we're looking for are people that want to earn a stable residual income and maybe expand their options while making a difference in the world. We are mission-driven, servant-hearted people, and that's who we're looking for. People that want to share and help other people live their best lives. The Freedom Revolution really gives parents the financial peace of mind to be able to choose mom and dad care instead of daycare. People that might have a full-time profession, but are kind of tired of building somebody else's dreams, can build this alongside that and get to the point where they might even be able to leave that other occupation. College kids can even do this. Anybody over 18 can do this. So if you have a college kid that wants to, build a side gig to help pay their expenses or help pay for their actual college tuition, they can do that. And then they don't have to get a job. They can work it around their studies and their classes. Empty nesters, I have a special place in my heart for empty nesters because that's kind of the place where I'm approaching, to be able to be, again, in that community, be a part of something bigger than themselves and create retirement income. And maybe even have enough left over to leave for future generations. That's amazing. So all of this takes place with a really simple system, and it's a positive, fun community. And I really feel like Debbie and so many of the other people that are on here tonight are my Juice Plus family, and I absolutely love that. So maybe you could ask yourself, who do I know who needs to hear about this? What if Juice Plus could help them? What if the business could help them? What if this opportunity is right up their alley? If you think of anybody like that, we want to invite them. We are recording this, so we'll share this link with you, but we also can do these events. We're going to be doing them periodically throughout the next month or two together, and we'd love to have you invite them to something like this so they can check it out for themselves. So we are so grateful that you were on here tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then I'll open it up to anybody on here that might have any questions.